Here's Jackson to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Derek Hall. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Jackson. That's going to be caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point, ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive, maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
They're able to return this one all the way out to the other side of the field across the 50.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Straight ahead, Walker. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. 6-0 our score after one.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Darnold now to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. Myers' kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Jackson going to keep it. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Intercepted by the Seahawks. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
After the interception, here's Darnold. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Walker will score. Touchdown, Seattle. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick
After
off
the roughing
first
penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
at their own 35-yard line.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A first down carry for Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 42.
Baltimore, first down. 1st and 10 at the
To throw is
42-yard
Jackson.
line.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points, but it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
Ooh, the juke. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. In motion left, Bateman. Here's Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing is Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And 6 yards to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun, Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They go play action now. Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And that's going to be short of the landing zone. It doesn't make it there, so that means the ball's going to come out to the 40. Looking to put a drive together. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So in Raven territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 35-yard line. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down. Back to throw, Darnold. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. The 20. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 34. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Going to run the sweep here. This is Cup. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Darnold. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
4 yards on the pickup. It's
now Darnold on third and goal. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Derek Hall in there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both first and second down. They're looking deep here for Flowers. Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Blocked by Julian Love.